Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Centennial Conference Corner. My name is Amber Thomas, and National Siblings Day is this month. So we're going to be highlighting all of our Centennial Conference siblings all month long. I'm joined by Hannah and Carl, who are soccer players for Franklin and Marshall in Haverford. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing well.
So, what was life like growing up? Because I heard it's not just two of you, but there are three. So, what was life like growing up with triplets?
To begin, life was very hectic growing up, but an amazing experience overall. From the onset of middle school and high school, we immediately became best friends, and always had each other to train and play soccer with, but also hang out off the field on weekends and during snow days. So ultimately, the experience has been really rewarding and translated into strong relationships through college. We've stayed in touch, obviously, and just going back home for holidays and over the summer, you just sort of realize how important that relationship was growing up and sort of how rewarding it has become as we sort of go our separate ways through education and our careers.
What about for you?
Yeah,
Anna?
I would say that. Oh, sorry. I would say that this question is always really interesting because it's always really been our sense of normal. I think like the big thing I always think about is the fact that we've always had to share milestones. So all the like the birthdays and the graduations, and even on the athletic side of things, like the recruiting process and athletic seasons. And I always thought it was interesting to have friends growing up who had older siblings who would like gradually get older and move out, go to college. And on the flip side, while we were there, we do have a younger brother as well who's in the grade below us. And while we were that for our younger brother, he lost all three of us at once, which I think is totally crazy. And yeah, and I think to consider like, oh, imagine sending three kids to college and imagine juggling all the commitments that came with all of our lives. It's crazy. And I'm sure with all my parents did to like make that happen, crazy is definitely an understatement for them.
Also, just one more thing going off of that, because of the close age gap, obviously, we sort of deal with the same problems at a lot of the times. Like right now, we're going through like the internship process and interviewing process. So we always have each other to, help out through those things, and like whatever life brings us, we're always on the same time frame when it comes to a lot of the job search, game day things, at home issues. So it's really a unique support system to have each other sort of in the same boat at the same time.
Yeah, with all of you playing soccer, kind of what was your introduction to the sport?
I mean, as a child, I think I picked up maybe 3 or 4 sports, but I think soccer was just one that I found a passion for immediately and just sort of stuck with. Over time, I sort of dropped the other sports and started to prioritize soccer, and sort of realized that if I keep at it, it can take me to the next level and help put me in college at a school that I like. But I mean, my dad grew up playing soccer and he was a coach for me for a while. And although he was definitely an influence, I think it became personal for us at a certain point. It was just something that we enjoyed. It was definitely a community thing too, just growing up, just being along teammates or along classmates and just having each other. I think we were an inspiration for each other. A lot of the time we played for the same club team growing up. So we were always traveling together, same tournaments, same practice times. So we were always around the game together. And I think it just became sort of a family event and something that we could all bond over. So
I would say the same. I think we definitely had the opportunities to explore other sports, but I think for the three of us, we definitely we stuck with soccer. I would reemphasize the community aspect, like the people on the varsity team in high school that I ended up graduating high school with. I had been playing with since like kindergarten, and it was so cool to kind of be a part of the community and like represent the town. And ultimately, yeah, we did end up playing club soccer, but to be able to share those experiences with people we've been growing up with had been really special as well.
Yeah, when you all were making your decisions of what colleges you wanted to go to, was it hard kind of to separate? Because it was for the first time, right? Your parents, do they have the the shirts that are split up like Franklin Marshall, Mount Union, Haverford.
Not split up. But yeah, I think I personally I felt pretty ready to go off to college. I don't for the majority of our recruiting processes, we weren't really looking at too much of an overlap of schools. I think I sort of saw college as an opportunity to officially sort of branch out and make my own experiences and have a world like that was like sort of for the better different than my siblings. And of course I have moments where like I miss them and I really didn't, but like I did embrace that opportunity to do my own thing. And again, like Carl said earlier, it's like by virtue of the conference too, I've been lucky enough to like see him a lot and be in the loop of each other's lives more than we probably would be. And it's been really like competitive, but also really fun to have him in the conference. And I always talk about my really fond memory of when Haverford hosted F&M in the like men's soccer conference championship our first year, and how special it was to sort of like cheer for my friends at Haverford, but also like see my family and cheer for Carl. So it's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think very similar about it. Not to be negative, but going off to college was not hard at all. I mean, I think we were both ready to go in our different directions and just find a place that was a home away from home, where we could just sort of find ourselves a bit more independently. One of the struggles growing up as a triplet is that you're always around each other and with really any task you have. So finding time alone and being independent and sort of finding yourself is a struggle at times. So I think that college for us, or at least me, has been really a positive experience just to find myself independently and sort of outside of my family and explore things that I may have not had the chance to explore while in high school.
Yeah, with D3 week being last week, what has been your favorite or most memorable D3 experience so far?
I think for me, definitely the support systems that are in place, both like athletically and academically, and just in college overall. At Haverford, I've been challenged in ways really that I could have never imagined, and but I've also through those challenges been supported through a variety of resources and people, and it's nice to know that it's really nice to know at the end of the day that like a lot of people, like faculty and staff and professors and deans and trainers, coaches, they really care about seeing you grow and also genuinely want to contribute to that. So that's been something I definitely overlooked as, you know, like a high school kid or in the recruiting process, but it has been a really important asset of the D3 life for me.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's a bit ironic. I enjoy the most about D3. I enjoy the off seasons just because they're more laid back and you have more free time. And I think it's been a great experience during the off season and a time for me to build relationships with my teammates off the field, as well as build relationships with other teams and other people on campus and groups. And I don't think that would be possible at potentially a D1 school just because of the rigorous athletic schedule year round. So yeah, definitely off seasons are great. Also, my team works with partners with a grassroots philanthropic organization in South Africa. And every 4 years, we'll go to South Africa and help volunteer and fundraise there. And that's one of the reasons why I chose F&M. I just thought it was an amazing experience to be a part of. And luckily, hopefully, if all things go as planned, we'll be going next summer. So I'm looking forward to that. And once again, I think that's possible. And that's a possible partnership that we have because of being D3 and just having that time to build networks and relationships off the field.
Yeah, the D3 experience, I always say, is so special. We're going to switch gears a little bit now, and we're going to play a game called Who is Most Likely To? So I'm going to give you a question, and then you're going to tell me out of the two of you, who is most likely to do this? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Who is most likely to be a perfectionist?
Hannah.
Probably me.
Who is most likely to be a world traveler?
I know I want to travel around the world, but I
Yeah.
don't know how much I've expressed it.
What are some places?
Definite aspirations, but
Carl,
Sorry.
what are some places you want to check out?
Oh yeah, I mean, definitely, like I said before, South Africa. Australia has always been on my bucket list. Greece has always been on my bucket list. And exploring Europe. I was thinking about going abroad last spring to Europe, but it didn't really work out because of COVID. But yeah, definitely at some point I'd love to get to Europe and just travel across the many countries there.
Who's most likely to win an Olympic medal?
Carl, probably.
This is the last one. Who is most likely to become president of the United States?
I'd say Hannah.
Our next president?
Maybe
You're not taking the nomination, Hannah?
I'll take the nomination, but I don't know about
I
that.
appreciate you, Hannah and Carl, for sitting down with me. Everyone, you can catch a new episode of the Centennial Conference Corner each and every week at centennial.org and on social media at Centennial Conf on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.
Thank you.